Hello, my name is Ryland Barton. I'm a sophomore in environmental science with a concentration in watershed management. So I am from a little bit about me. I'm also from Carmel, Indiana, so not too far from here. So I'm an in-state resident. In terms of why I picked NRES, so for as long as I can remember, I've always had a passion for environmental science, or at least in terms of the environment. So it all kind of started when my sister got me a stuffed polar bear, and so when I was like 4, I believe, and so that kind of got me interested in polar bears, and so I was like fascinated with and just learned all about how they worked and stuff, and then I began to learn about this term called, at the time it was global warming before it came into climate change, and so I started learning about global warming and what was causing it and all that sort of stuff, and so I started reading more into that. And then obviously as I got older, I began kind of looking at how global warming was affecting the overall planet, not just polar bears and all that stuff. So I began looking more into just in terms of moving my interest from polar bears into the overall world and the environment within that world, or the biosphere, if you will. And so got really interested in that, and then took it into high school. I was starting to think about what I was going to major in, and so I decided to take AP Environmental Science, and that kind of really set a waypoint in terms of what I wanted to major in once I got into Purdue. And so I'd always had my mind set on Purdue, and so when I learned they had environmental science, which at the time was something I was interested in, after I took AP Environmental Science, I decided to apply to Purdue. And in terms of my concentration for watershed management, I read this book called The Death and the Life of the Great Lakes, which basically talks about the history of the Great Lakes and essentially our impact on it. And so that kind of got me interested in hydrology, which is what watershed management essentially is. And so ever since then, I've been learning more about hydrology and watershed management, and yeah, it's been a great experience. So yeah, thank you.